Disclaimer, this career mode series uses mods to make roster changes as well as paint scheme changes. The roster changes do not reflect real life scenarios. Keep that in mind going into these career mode videos. Plus, memberships are now available. Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go racing here in all three series, the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, as well as the Cup Series. But we start things off with a little bit of news. As you guys know, Ryan Newman is retiring. We had an article actually written up by a subscriber, a community member of Nick there. As you see, Ryan Newman has announced his retirement from NASCAR with his exit coming as maybe a bit of a shock to some. We'll leave that sixth seat vacant. Ross Chastain is potentially rumored to be the favorite to actually go into that car next season. Austin Cindric is also being rumored to be potentially going to that team, but things might be about to change very, very quickly here now, as Todd Gilliland could be a potential candidate for the 6th seat, as well as he's in the 98 car currently in the Xfinity Series. John Hunter Nemechek, another one to keep in mind. Also, Gary Owen is yet to announce his plans for next season in the career mode, but seeing the struggles of Roush Fenway Racing, likely not going to be the team that we go to in the next season. But of course, there is a lot of endless possibilities now as we actually have some breaking news. Here we go, right here. Matt Dibenedetto will not return to the 21 car next season in the career mode and will be replaced by Austin Cindric. I'm looking into other options for next season. I'm confident I'll have a good ride, said Matt. So there you have it. Similar to real life, Dibenedetto out of the 21, Cindric to replace him. So it's going to be interesting to see where Matt Dibenedetto will be going in the career mode next season. As of right now, I usually kind of know where I'm putting other drivers. Right now, I have absolutely no idea, actually, where I'm going to put Matt Dibenedetto for the next season in the career mode. So maybe we could see him over at Roush Fenway Racing replacing Ryan Newman. Leave a comment maybe where you would like to see Matt. But we come through here into the Truck Series race for the Jegs 200 at Dover, where we have once again, a subscriber every race in the truck. And this time out, we had Christian Bonanni in the truck for us here in the Truck Series as he started up inside the top 5, our best qualifying effort as a new team in the Truck Series now as it goes down this backstretch. So very confident in the speed in this truck, and I was hopeful that Christian actually might be able to pull off a victory here today and get us a second win already this season in the Truck Series, as we've already got one win as a truck owner, looking to do the second win here today in Dover now, as he would put the pressure right off the bat to the back of Stuart Friesen, who came through now a little bit later, as he would be able to get to the inside of Stuart Friesen and pass him on the exit now of turn 4 and set his sights on the 13 of Johnny Sauter. And as the laps continued to click off, Christian would close that gap to the back of Sauter and look to the inside of him as he came through out of turns 2, but Sauter would be able to stay clear as he went down the backstretch. So now Christian once again would run him back down into turn 3 and make a move once again, but this time Sauter all the way up at the wall. This would allow Christian Bonanni to clear him on the exit of turn 4, and after this point, Christian would start to open up the gap and just drive away from the field now as we came through straight to the final lap of this race, and Christian had stretched out that gap even further to second place now as he came through at turn 1 and 2 on this final lap here in the Jegs 200. And now if Christian can just bring it home here through turns 3 and 4, we will now be a 2-time winner as an owner in the Truck Series. And sure enough, out of turns 4, Christian Bonanni is going to come through to deliver the victory for us here in the Truck Series at Dover now. So a great result to start off the 3-race weekend there. So Christian with the victory. Second place was Johnny Sauter, and there you see the rest of the finishing order on your screen. Ty Majeski down there in that 20th position. Haley Deegan, as you guys remember, is in the Truck Series in this career mode. She had a decent run now as we come through, though, into the Xfinity Series, where I just simulated this race once again, and Austin Cindric actually picked up the victory. Ross Chastain there in that second position. Chastain having a lot more luck in the Xfinity Series than he is versus the Cup Series right now in the career mode, as you see the rest of the order. Kyle Busch all the way down to P17 for us in that star car, so not a very good effort from him, unfortunately. But there you see Josh Bilicki down in 30th and Joe Nemechek, Ray Black Jr. But in last place, we got Josh Williams now as we get ready to go for the Cup Series side of things here at Dover Speedway now, as we're going to get ready to go green for qualifying. And now as we got the DeWalt colors back on the car for the first time in a few episodes, we still love this paint scheme that Renato actually threw together for us now as we come through to start our qualifying attempt here as we dive down through turn 1 and 2. The goal was at 23.305. I was confident we could get close to that considering how good we did on the Truck Series side. Now as we come through turn 3 and 4 on the qualifying attempt, it's going to be definitely close now as we exit turn 4. We actually get to the outside wall though, messing up the lap, and we still beat the goal actually with a 23.196 and still get a solid 7th position here in qualifying for the Dryden 400 here in Dover. Now as we're going to see the rest of the qualifying order on your screen. Bubba Wallace P10 in qualifying, very solid for him, and on pole we got our teammate of Denny Hamlin, the Daytona 500 winner from earlier this season. Daniel Suarez down there in 20th place. Alex Bowman, a notable about 15th there. And there you see Almirola and Byron quite a ways down in the mid-20s. Christopher Bell, our affiliate teammate, in 32nd. And in last place, we got Brendan Gaughan now as we're going to get ready to go green here in the Dryden 400. This track certainly has been one of the more fun tracks to come to in the career mode, and I'm hopeful that we can have a solid run here today. Last time out in the last episode at Talladega, Chase Briscoe, the rookie, picked up his first career win, so we're going to see if we can back that up with a good run here today in Dover. Alright boys, we got some good speed. I say we go get win number 4. There you heard the radio transmission from myself, and there you see Chase Briscoe with a brand new paint scheme. He's starting at the back of the field, but Renato actually made me a brand new paint scheme of High Point cars. You guys know that he will be sponsored by High Point next season in real life, so Renato made that paint scheme for me, and now you'll see that on the 14 car throughout the season as we are underway for the Dryden 400 at Dover International Speedway. Denny Hamlin leads the field to the green flag as we start right behind Ryan Newman in his final season of this career mode as we dive down into turn 1 on this opening lap. He's going to get aggressive right off the back, taking Truex, our teammates of him and Kyle Busch 3 wide, makes it work, clears both of them on the exit of turn 2 as we're going to be side by side with the 88 of Eric Jones down the backstretch into turn 3. Hamlin leads the way over second place, which now belongs to the 9 car of Chase Elliott. As you saw, I actually clipped the apron on the entrance of turn 3 and lost a little bit of time, allowing Jones to nearly get clear down the front stretch into turn 1 as we complete the first and opening lap of this race. But we do fight back here through the center of 1 and 2, and we're going to be side by side with the 88 of Eric Jones down this backstretch into turn 3 where we should be able to clear him. Yes, we do. Now as Kyle Larson is looking to the inside of that 88 of Jones as we exit turn 4. So now we try to run down Truex and the cars in front of him now that we've kind of settled down a bit, and sure enough we would run them down as Truex, he would actually pass Ryan Newman, and then I get to the inside of Ryan Newman now on lap 4 down the backstretch into 3, and we're going to be able to make a pass on him as right behind us we had both Ryan Blaney as well as Joey Logano very quickly working their way through the field. It was pretty evident that they were both faster than myself, but we can come through now to lap 5 of stage 1, and we're going to be able to make a pass on Martin Truex Jr., but no, he actually stays on the outside there, fights back now as Blaney forces it 3 wide into turn 3, but fortunately Truex clears me, so we did not have to actually go into the corner 3 wide, but now Blaney is going to blow right on by the 19 of Truex as well and get to the inside of Kurt Busch immediately, so a lot of speed in that 12 car here today of Ryan Blaney. So we would come through now out of turn 4, clearing Martin Truex Jr., and then we would actually be able to run down Kurt Busch, and when I got to him, I decided to actually try and experiment a little bit with 11 laps to go in stage 1 and jump up to the kind of second lane. Did not work. Very bad call. Joey Logano would be able to drive right on by me, and now he would try to put the attack on Kurt Busch, and he was just so fast, just like his teammate of Ryan Blaney at this point. So Joey gets to the inside of Kurt, and I'm trying to follow through as well here to the inside, but you can clearly see how much better that 22 car is through the corners compared to our car right now at this point in the race. So we come through though now on lap 9 of 18 in stage 1, trying to now look to the inside of Kurt Busch, but he was doing a very good job pinching us down and making it very hard for myself to be able to make a pass. So we come through now on lap 10 into turn 3. I got to the inside again. I clipped the apron, bounced up a little bit, couldn't quite make the move work, but on lap 12 Kurt goes all the way up towards the wall this time, and I'm going to jump down to the bottom and come through out of turn 4 to now clear Kurt, but he fights back on the outside. I gave him the space that he deserves and give him the respect he needs as we dive down into the corner, clearing him again though and holding on now to the position as we come through out of turn 2. Chase Elliott up just in front of us a little bit, about half a straightaway or so ahead though as we dive down into turn 3 with about 5 laps to go or so here in this first stage, or at least 5 laps to go when we cross the line now as we came through on lap 15. 4 laps to go on the stage. Kurt Busch actually puts the attack back to us now as we come through out of turn 2. He gets to the inside as we go down this backstretch, and I'm trying my best to hold him off as we dive down into turn 3, but I give him the room he needs into the corner, and he just for some reason just was able to turn it up compared to me, and he's going to be able to drive right on by as we come through out of turn 4, hitting 3 laps to go now in this first stage as Hamlin continues to lead the way as we dive down into turn 1 now, closing or at least trying to stick with Kurt Busch, I should say, now as we come through out of turn 2. The caution actually comes out, and stage 1 will be we ended short of the actual regular distance that we were supposed to complete. 3 laps, I think it was, that we did not get to complete there in stage 1. So everybody coming to the pit lane, including myself, we're going to take 2 cans of fuel, as well as 4 tires. You can see a car up ahead actually smoking. I can't tell what car that is, but obviously they will be going to the back, or they might be a DNF now, as we're going to get ready to go for the second stage here in Dover. I don't think it's John Hunter Nemechek, but he is a lap down, unfortunately for him, as we gain 3 positions on the pit lane. Hamlin, the stage winner, loses 6, so he's all the way down to 7th here for the start of stage 2. Blaney and Logano have worked their way up to the front row now as the second stage is underway, and the 22 just does not go at all there on the restart, so I go to the outside. I got out of the throttle big time trying to not pass Joey, and he just still didn't go, so all of a sudden here we are in P3. Kyle Busch up into second here as we come through turn 1 and out of turn 2. A very, very weird restart to say the least now, as Logano goes from the front row down to 4th place here as we dive down into turn 3. So a weird situation for Joey, but he's clearly not lacking any speed right now that we've gotten going as we come through out of turns 4, completing this first lap of the second stage, and he's immediately putting the pressure on the back of us. And you can see on the top left of your screen that stage 2 is very, very long compared to stage 1, about double the length nearly. So we're going to be doing 39 laps here in stage 2, as I would put the attack now to the inside of our teammate Kyle Busch, side by side down the front straightaway here as we go down into turn 1. Ryan Blaney now out front as I clip the apron again now as we come through the center of the corner. Logano makes it 3 wide as we come through out of turn 2. He makes it where it clears both myself as well as our teammate Kyle Busch here on this 3rd lap of the second stage, and now he's going to go and try to run down his Penske Racing teammate of Ryan Blaney, and he was closing the gap to Blaney. Now as we came through on lap 5, I hit the apron again on the inside now of Kyle Busch as we exit turn 2 side by side down the backstretch, but he stays clear. But we would fight up the inside again, and then I hit the apron again through turn 1, and now that opens the door for Austin Dillon to get up my inside, who's having a very solid run. Briscoe, who started at the back of the field, has now worked his way up into P6 up my inside, and he's going to pass us now. The 21 of Dibenedetto, fresh off the news of him not returning to that car next season, he's going to go past as well as we go down this front stretch. So we fall down to 7th place instead of battling it out for 3rd with Kyle Busch. And then Truex, he gets to my inside, and all of a sudden I was just feeling the car falling off significantly here in the second stage. I did make a grill tape adjustment. I added some grill tape to the car at the end of stage 1, but that was the only thing I changed. But it seemed like it was honestly making a difference, because I was losing ground quite significantly, as you can see. Now myself and Kyle kind of falling through the order. Hamlin's going to pass us on the exit of turn 4, and now I'm under pressure from Kurt Busch as well as Chase Elliott there for Hendrick Motorsports as they battle side by side behind us for that 10th position. But Elliott would clear Kurt as we come through out of turn 2, and now the 9 just gets to my inside, and I really just have nothing to defend him at this point. I don't know what's going on, guys, but the car is just not driving good, or nearly as good as it was in that first stage. There you heard the radio transmission from myself just telling the team the car is just not driving good. We fall down now to P11 behind Kurt Busch, and we would continue to fall down. The order would come through on lap 17 of 39 in stage 2. Brad Keselowski gets to my inside, and he's just going to cruise right on by as well. And immediately I'm realizing that we are definitely in some trouble, because we got 22 laps to go, and we just continue to fall down the order now as I would hit the apron again out of turn 2, and they open the door for the 48 of Alex Bowman in that the rally car, they called it, with the R in front of the Ally. That was kind of the slogan they had for that paint scheme, but I decided, you know what, we do have to make a pit stop in the stage if it stays green, so I decide with the 3 wins we have this season, we're going to pit a little bit earlier than the AI, maybe by a lap or 2, so we come through into the pit lane, and we end up speeding. There you heard from our spotter of TJ Majors right there. We do have a speeding penalty. So now I am forced to kind of change up the strategy call. Instead of 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, I do a can and a half of fuel and 2 tires. So that way we're on the pit lane a lot shorter. So it ended up being a 24.3 second pit stop. And now I'm realizing we are in trouble because we couldn't make any adjustments. I just kind of threw 2 tires on the car and just kind of got going with it now, as I'm hoping that we can stay on the lead lap here, because Logano was way up the track, so I decided we have to take 2 tires if we want any chance of staying on that lead lap. So we come through to unlap ourselves. We're back on the lead lap as everybody has come into the pit lane now at this point, and now we're going to be able to pass the 42 of Ross Chastain. But Logano, the leader, comes back on the track right now, and he's about a straightaway behind. So we come through cycling through, and we would end up cycling through into P18 here after the whole pit cycle had completed. So we come through now through lap traffic, passing the 00 of Quinn half, but you see on the track map, Logano now about half a straightaway behind me with about 10 laps to go in the second stage. So he is closing very, very quickly, and everybody was able to take 4 fresh tires except for myself. So the concerns were huge at this point as we came through to hit lap 30 of the second stage. We'll come through to now lap 31, and Logano was extremely close at this point as the 17 of Chris Buescher was running me down very quick here as we go down this front straightaway. So I'm quickly realizing we're probably not going to hold on to the lead lap, especially when I get loose out of turn 4 and hit the outside wall. Buescher goes by for position, the leader of Logano right on the back of us now as we come through down into turn 1, and I get sideways through the center of the corner. Logano goes to the inside and puts us a lap down. So we're in the lucky dog position, but not for long because Logano is right on the back of the 17 of Chris Buescher, and he is so fast that he has somehow managed to lap up to 17th or 18th place of Chris Buescher and could get to 17th place of Kevin Harvick before the second stage is over now, as we have just 6 laps to go in stage 2, and the concerns building because I'm realizing I don't have the speed to run down Chris Buescher, and we're going to have to settle for the 19th spot, it looks like now, as we come through with now just 3 laps to go in the second stage. And I'm doing everything I can to just run Chris Buescher down, but I just can't, especially with the tire disadvantage. So we come through now to the final lap of the second stage, and Joey Logano had run away with the stage victory. Ryan Blaney very close second behind him. He's a lot of speed in both of those Penske cars, but Logano just has a little bit extra compared to Ryan Blaney here as we come through turn 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 2 here in the Dryden 400. Logano wins stage 2, and we come through to cross the line in a very, very disappointing 19th place. So we got a lot of work to do going into this third and final stage, but the main problem is Kevin Harvick gets the lucky dog, and myself and Buescher are still a lap down, and of course everybody behind us is a lap down, so we do not get the lucky dog, and we're going to need at probably a minimum of 2 cautions in this third and final stage. 1 to give us the lucky dog, and 1 to get us back in position instead of being at the very back of the field. So the hopes were still high. I was confident maybe we could get some luck here, as we would of course come to the pit lane for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 tires and make some small repairs to the damage we did pick up. And I decided to take the grill tape off that I put back on going into stage 2, as well as I put a very minor wedge adjustment in the car, put it from 50.0 to 50.1 there, as you see the rest of the order. So right now John Hunter Nemechek is the car that has DNF'd from this race, and we would get ready to go green here for the third and final stage from the 18th position now, as we're on the inside lane. Interestingly now, as the green flag though is back out, and we are underway here in Dover now on the inside of that 88 of Eric Jones there, as you see 40 laps to go. So we are going to need, like I said, at least 2 cautions, and we're very hopeful that we're going to get a caution very quick here, is because if we can just get ahead of that 88 of Jones, we're going to be in that lucky dog position here as we're side by side down into turn 3. There you see William Byron in P16 has had a decent start to the season. Behind us we got Bubba Wallace. I was going to get a little bit aggressive here up the inside of the 24, a little bit of contact there on his left rear quarter panel. Thankfully he keeps the car going in the right direction there as we complete the first lap of this third stage, as Logano already out in front over second place of Chase Briscoe, the rookie who picked up his first career win last episode in Talladega. Now, as we're coming off of course, back-to-back wins at Bristol as well as Richmond, and then we had a third place finish at Talladega. So we've had a very solid stretch of races now as we come through, just like I said, hoping that we're going to get that caution here as we get to the inside now of Cole Custer. None of these passes I'm making count for anything right now with 36 laps to go, so we're just relying on that yellow coming out now as we come through. Right behind that 41 is he side by side with Harrison Burton as we go down this backstretch. Burton, another rookie, fighting for Rookie of the Year against Chase Briscoe, but I'm pretty sure Briscoe already at this point is going to win it now as a caution comes out here in Dover with 35 laps to go, and we will get the lucky dog. Larson came up 1 spot short. Bubba Wallace was there in 20th, but we get the lucky dog now. As you see, Jones, he's fallen down to 22nd with Reddick in 21st, but I decided to come into the pit lane, put some fuel in the car as well as 4 fresh tires, and we're going to get ready to go green here from now the very back of the field, which is the only downside, to say the least. We don't want to be at the very back of the field, but we, like I said, are going to need another caution to get us in position to be actually in P18 now, instead of being stuck behind all of these slow cars. But we're going to do whatever we can to work past this traffic as quickly as we can now, as we're back underway on lap 69. Nice now from the 18th position, right behind the 49 of the Daytona 500 champion from last season of Chad Fincham here, as Logano continues to dominate. Denny Hamlin was able to pull off the stage 1 victory, but he had a very bad pit stop at the end of stage 1, putting him back in the field, and that opened the door for Logano as well as Blaney to get on that front row. And ever since that happened, it's been the Logano and Ryan Blaney show, other than a hiccup on that opening restart for that second stage for Joey Logano. Here as we go down this front stretch, looking to the inside, making a 3 wide there with Joey Gase as we dive down into turn 1. And now he was trying to be aggressive but cautious at the same time. Don't want to cause any incidents here as we would get to the back of Ryan Newman, who's having a terrible race right now with 32nd place here as we go down this front stretch. 29 now laps to go as we dive down into turn 1. So running out of time, and I was thinking about the fuel situation. Could we maybe make it on fuel and try to save fuel? But we were 5 laps short, and I didn't really see a way to save 5 laps of fuel with the amount of time we have left of 28 laps. So I decided we're just going to push hard and just kind of pit with everybody else, maybe stay out a little bit later and hope that we can maybe get a caution and trap them all a lap down and maybe get a very easy 4th win of the season. But we continue rallying our way forward now at lap 74, passing the 23 of Bubba Wallace. We would come through to pass Kyle Larson in the 43, and now run down Kurt Busch, finally a driver that we're going to pass for position now, as we're going to pass him for that 17th spot, then close in on the back of Eric Almirola, and we're going to be able to make a pass on Almirola as we dive down into turn 3. A bunch of Stewart Haas cars in this area of Harvick, Custer, as well as Almirola now as we dive down into turn 3, passing Harvick and getting to the inside as well of Cole Custer here as we come through out of turn 4. So we're going to be able to make another pass on him and move up into P14 now with 20 laps to go. Obviously, everybody, or I should say the leaders, are just way too far up the track to be able to do anything, but then the caution comes out with 18 laps to go, and this is our opportunity right here. Everybody coming into the pit lane. My guess was everybody was going to take 2 tires on this pit stop, but I look at the leaderboard, and if we can take 4 tires, the worst we can drop to is P18. So I decide we're going to take 4 tires anyways, and you see Eric Jones is actually going to get the lucky dog, but right now it's Penske 1-2, Joe Gibbs 3rd and 4th. Then we got Austin Dillon in P5, but we do take the 4 tires, and I was right. AI drivers would take 2 tires, and we're only going to drop 4 positions. So in my opinion, this is a very easy call for us to make, and absolutely a win for us. Now as we're getting back underway with now just 14 laps to go here in Dover International Speedway. Kyle Larson just behind myself. Eric Jones, like I mentioned, has the lucky dog, but he's going to have no chance at all of gaining any positions unless he gets a very quick caution here as we come through out of turn 2. Maybe going to force a 3 wide up the middle between Almirola and Kurt Busch, but I decided to back out of it as we go down into turn 3. I realized there was an opportunity to get down to the bottom, so I decided to ultimately take that opportunity. Now as Ryan Blaney seems to be losing some positions at the front of the field, as Kyle Busch is going to go by him as we dive down on the inside of Kurt Busch, trying to take over that 17th position once again. And we're also going to get to the inside of Kevin Harvick, right to the back of Almirola, but we're going to be aggressive, like I said, make it 3 wide with him and Byron as we dive down into turn 3. And now just like that, we're up into P14 in the position that we were at the time of that most recent caution. So the 4 tires definitely going to play a huge advantage and a huge role in deciding if we can continue this top 10 streak or not. As you see me get aggressive there with Truex as well as the 48 of Bowman, making it 3 wide with them. There was not much of a hole, but I managed to find it and get the car to just kind of slip through, and then we would pass Harrison Burton now for the 10th position. So we try to continue this top 10 streak to 11 races, which might be a record for my NASCAR Heat career mode, spanning all the way back to the NASCAR Heat 3 at this point now, as we continue fighting on the inside here, going down this front straightaway to the inside of Ryan Blaney. Hamlin we would get clear of now as we actually get into the side of Blaney, who's fallen all the way down to P8, as I was kind of struggling right here with 6 laps to go to make anything happen as we come through turn 1 and 2. Truex and Hamlin behind myself. Logano continues to drive away with the lead as Matt Dibenedetto tries to close the gap to him here as we're right behind Keselowski as we dive down into turn 3 now, as we're trying our best to take over that 8th spot from the Penske champion, and sure enough, we clear him on the exit of turn 4 and take over P8. Then we will get to the inside of Austin Dillon and try to get the 7th position from him as we come through out of turn 4, side by side with the RCR driver. 3 laps to go now in Dover as Logano continues to drive away from second place of the 21 of Dibenedetto, but the caution comes out, and this is going to force overtime for the 3rd race in a row here. And overtime has been nothing but good for us. I mean, we were able to get a win out of overtime in Richmond. We got a way better finish in Talladega than what we were going to without overtime, and we could potentially do that again here today in Dover as we're going to restart in the 7th position as Joey Logano looks to pull off the victory now over second place at Dibenedetto. One driver to maybe watch out for is third place of Chase Briscoe. He was able to steal the win in overtime at Talladega and could potentially do that here in Dover now, as we are back underway for overtime in Dover. Logano and Dibenedetto on the front row as we're right behind that 9 of Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., as well as Harrison Burton on the row behind me. Kyle Busch on that second row as I hit the apron there through 1 and 2. We're sideways, but we keep the car going straight. Not a great restart for myself. Now as we dive down toward turn 3, a lap and a half to go. Not even now as Logano goes all the way to the top through 3 and 4, leaving the door open for Chase Briscoe to take the lead potentially as they're side by side at the white flag. Briscoe looking for a second win in his rookie season, as well as back-to-back wins, which would be incredible for a rookie now as we come through out of turn 2 on this final lap. Elliott now passing Logano as well as Briscoe is clear going into 3 as we're up the inside of Austin Dillon for that position there as we're sideways trying to get a top 6 or so if we can, but out of turn 4, Chase Briscoe will win back-to-back races as a rookie in Dover as we come through to cross the line to settle for the 8th position there in Dover. So what a race for Chase Briscoe, getting another win, the rookie. Very cool to see that for him in that new High Point paint scheme that Renato just made now as we come through, though, to continue the top 10 streak. Cannot complain about that at all. So definitely nice to continue that. I think, 11 races or so now. So every race this season, to say the least, we've been inside the top 10 there. As you see the rest of the finishing order on your screen. In last place, it was John Hunter, Nemechek, Ross Chastain, but also DNF now. Unfortunate for him as his rough season continues. He has speed, but just can't put it together. But now we have a post-race interview to do with Jay Cook.
Your top 10 streak continues, Gary. It was a roller coaster of a race for you. The speeding penalty set you back quite a bit, but you rallied back. Were you just going for too much on pit entry?
Pretty much, yeah. We gave it everything we had there today in Dover, and like I said on the pit entry, I was just too aggressive, and unfortunately we got another speeding penalty, which was unfortunate, but we turned it around, had a great day, and I'm proud of this team, and I think we can continue that over into the next one at Martinsville, so I'm excited to see what we can do. So we continue the top 10 streak, and that's going into the next one, so hopefully we can do that at the paperclip. Alright, there was a post-race interview between myself as well as Jay Cook, and as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, you do know what to do. In the next one, we only have a Cup Series race, and that is at Martinsville Speedway, one of my favorite tracks to go to and race at, so I'm very, very excited for that one there. As you see, all of the playoff grids for the Truck Series Xfinity Series, as well as the Cup Series, but there you see, we are locked in, of course, on the Truck Series side as an owner, with 2 wins now, with Christian Bonanni getting us that win today in Dover. What a great performance that was for him. And on the Xfinity side, now Austin CINDRIC is the first multi-time winner this season in the Xfinity Series with a win today in Dover as well. So 2 wins for him, and there you see already only, 4 drivers in on points. So it's going to get very close for that series now, as the Xfinity Series seems to always see a lot of different winners in the career mode now, as we have 3 wins continuing to lead the regular season points as well as the playoffs, as well as Chase Briscoe now gets up to 3rd with his 2nd win of the season here in his rookie season in the career mode. There you see the rest of the order now, as last place in the playoffs right now is Alex Bowman, as well as we got William Byron, Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman, Harrison Burton, and Tyler Reddick, the first 5 drivers out on points. And you might be wondering where drivers like Bubba Wallace are, maybe Daniel Suarez. It doesn't show their actual number here, it'll show their kind of car every place, like the 16 is the 99 of Suarez, but he is 25th, and Bubba Wallace is down in 26th. Ross Chastain down in 27th, and a rookie of Gregson down in 28th. So some rough seasons so far for them, but hopefully they can turn it around here in the career mode going into this next part of the regular season. But before we end this video, I just want to say thank you to some of the members now of Going Racing now, as we got MJ as well as Aiden. And if any of you viewers want to get a part of the membership side of the channel, you can just hit the join button on the wherever it is on my homepage on the YouTube side. You might have to be on PC or something, but like I said, thank you guys for becoming a part of this. It helps me a lot, and hopefully one day becoming a full-time content creator. So I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one though, where we go racing at the Paperclip in Martinsville. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.